So with that said, now it's my honor and my pleasure to introduce someone to you who was one of the first people who connected me in Corona, John Weyhgandt. He heard me speak somewhere and invited me to his networking group, and we have just become really good friends ever since. And so our leader here is someone who practices what he preaches to all of you. So we are going to receive an update on the Corona Chamber. Our chairman of the board, John Weyhgandt, is the top volunteer. He heads the 26 volunteer board of directors. John's business is Western States Financial, which offers an array of financial services, and he focuses on really having a purpose for your life and connecting that to your financial future. What I enjoy about John is that he is transparent, honest, and God-fearing. He is a visionary and always sincere in his approach and truly matches his theme for the chamber at your service. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm round of applause to Mr. John Weyhgandt. Thank you very much.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It's to be useful, to be honorable, and to be compassionate. To have it make a difference that you have lived and lived well." At your service, our theme this year, it's a nice theme and quote and statement, but if we don't back it up with action, then it's worthless. We're like all the others that complain and do nothing about it. So there was a famous American philosopher, Toby Keith, who sang a song, "A little less talk and a lot more action."
With a little less talk and a lot more action.
Exactly. Very good, TJ. So turn to your neighbor and say, "A little less talk and a lot more action." Absolutely. Theodore Roosevelt, when he spoke about critics, he said it's not the critic that counts. The credit belongs to the man in the arena, the one whose face is marred with dust and sweat and blood. Who strives valiantly, who at worst if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly. The Corona Chamber, we have our critics. We're in the arena. We're out there, and we're working. So today I'm going to talk a little about, reflect about what the Chamber's doing, what we've done, how we can improve and recommit ourselves to making a difference, of being at your service, with a little less talk and a lot more action. Say with, I want you all to participate and help me with that saying. TJ, do you have that clip again? So they know the words? Maybe.
Some satisfaction with a little less talk and a lot more action.
It's loud. We got the two-step? All right. So advocacy. The Corona Chamber is fighting for our businesses here in the community. Our Legislative Action Committee meets monthly. We meet with our representatives from legislatives, from the officials here in the state to get updates on bills and mostly job-killing things that we're discussing and how it affects our business community. You can find our positions in our magazine. You can call the information about it. It's going to be fun if this keeps doing this. I can just stay loud. Corona's 2020 initiative. It's a partnership the Chamber has with our city, focused on helping improve the quality of life for our residences. We focus on 3 areas. One is to attract better jobs in our community. So less commuting time. We get better paying jobs locally, less commuting time for our residents. Number 2 is to bring quality medical services and doctors to our town, making life better for everyone. And number 3 is to improve the infrastructure here. Means less time on the road, more time with your family, more time to do the things you want to do. So over the last several months, the Chamber's logged over 1,000 new jobs that our local businesses have done. Not job replacements, brand new jobs. And we honor these companies at our city council meetings. Also in May, our Corona Chamber took a trip to Sacramento, our annual summit. We were honored by Cal Chamber for our work in the advocacy. We had the largest contingency of any chamber in the entire state. Yeah, absolutely. And then in September, we're going to D.C. 25 members plus will be traveling to Washington, D.C., advocating for business and jobs in our region, the entire region. What we're looking to do is support our local economy. Now, just so you know, our chamber doesn't pay for us to go. We pay our own way. Pay our own airfare, hotels, and all that. Anybody that goes to Sacramento or Washington, D.C. So the biggest fundraiser we use to help pay for our legislative actions are Monte Carlo. You can see the program up there. Monte Carlo Masquerade at the very front over there where they're waving. It's our large fundraiser, November 2nd. If you'd like to get information where you can help out with that, go see those crazy people with the mask on over there. Everybody look over there, see? Yeah. Wave again. Yeah, there you go. That's the people I lead, folks. That's what I get to do. Yep, you can feel for me. With advocacy, the Corona Chamber at your service with a little less talk and a lot more action. Say it again, with a little less talk and a lot more action. Very good. Business outreach. One of the most important things we do as a chamber, understand that most of our businesses have less than 10 employees. So one of the best things we do is we offer workshops and seminars. Most of them are free or very low cost. Topics can be anything from accounting and dealing with HR, marketing, social media, all kinds of stuff. As a small business owner, many of our small businesses do multiple things. They do their own books, they deal with their own HR, they do their own sales, they do their own back office. It costs thousands of dollars to go to these kind of things, and the chamber offers that to support our local businesses. This week we had a Yelp workshop. Anybody heard of Yelp? Yes. Back there is a lady that taught it, Mary. Very good. She was here. Right, if you're in business, yeah, we can wave, yeah. If you're in business, a lot of businesses are having to deal with Yelp, and how do you deal with the people that go on there? What is the best thing to do? So we offered a free workshop on that. And that's in partnership with our city and our partners and the staff. We put these programs on together all year long. Network and business exposure are also important for businesses. The chamber offers many unique opportunities to get like-minded people together. One place that we meet and network is at what we call Techo Tuesday. Yeah, well, some people like it. There you go, Chris. Very good. Stand up, Chris. You can stand up. Techo Tuesday, that's Chris Hernandez right there, Abcor Labs. So it's sponsored by the city, promoted by the chamber out to our business community. It's a bunch of young, techie people. So if I show up, I'm the oldest guy in the room. So we have it actually, it's held at Skyline Ale Works. It's full of energy with a bunch of technology, businesses, owners, and employees. One of our members of the chamber, Centennial High School, yeah, there you go, front row. They were actually looking for connections with businesses in the technology field. They have students that are taking these classes, and they wanted to teach them how to intern so they get real-world experience. So that they are looking at industries that are taking classes on IT, game development, software and systems engineering, app development, you know, same things I took in high school and you took, right? So today from Centennial, we have Principal Alex Burrill right here in the front and Assistant Principal Dan Dyer. So we told Dan, hey, the best place to go find out businesses like that is over at the brewery. He said, I'm all in, right? Of course, he shows up. He's got to go back to a dance that night, so he's there sitting there with a glass of water, standing there with a glass of water, with about 20 businesses around him talking. Within about 30 minutes, he had made 15, 20 connections for the people exactly what he was looking for, right? Places where his kids can go intern and do that. So I'm sure he's going to be back, hopefully when he doesn't have another dance. So you guys stand up. So if you have, stand up right here. So if you have a business that would help out with these interns and kids, yeah. Come see them afterwards. Absolutely. If you can't talk to them afterwards, come to Skyland and you'll see them there. So just another place where we add value to both business and government, private sector and public. So it's one of the areas where the chamber with business outreach and connecting communities. The chamber's at your service with? All right. Business after business, person after person, connecting, making their lives better. One member, Phyllis McNeil, also right here. Phyllis, wave. Yeah, all right, Phyllis, there. So Phyllis was in dire need of a referral. She had water damage in her house. She had a dispute with the insurance company. They came out. The adjuster didn't give her very much money. Her house sat for 4 months unfinished and opened up. She didn't know what to do. She called the chamber, and they referred her over to Marty Walker with All in Construction. Marty, stand up. Yeah. Marty's a good guy. Actually, Marty's son, Brandon, is one of our finest police officers here in town. So one of the things he's the most proud of. So if you talk to Marty for 2 minutes, he's telling you about his son, right? Or how he wins in poker, one or the other. So what Marty did is he went to fight for Phyllis, found a $35,000 mistake, right? Got money for her, finished her house. It's beautiful. So thank you, Marty, for being all in and being at your service. We thank you for that. And then there's Lester Lee. Is Lester here? Lester in the back there. Everybody wave to Lester. There you go. So Lester is the owner of Town Planner. His first year in business, he calculated that 62% of his first year revenue was from connections he made at chamber events and activities. So pretty amazing how the chamber can connect and help. Story after story, how the chambers help make life better for people. I know what some of you are thinking. John, a little less talk. And I agree. Finally, at your service means you give back. Where there's a need, you help. That's exactly what the chamber does. When the Corona Regional Medical Center called expressing a need for those abused children in Paris, which we've named the Magnificent 13, action was taken. With the help of the Corona Chamber Foundation, over $250,000 in cash and donations been collected to help those kids. Thank you. A huge thank you to Mark Uffer. I don't know if Mark's here. Anyone from Corona Regional Medical Center? If you're here, please stand up. Anybody here? I saw that. Stand up, Linda. Thank you. Not for reaching out, but for the care they took for these 7 adult children. Now, the younger 6 children were cared for by another chamber member. That's the Riverside University Health System. I think we have representatives from there also, right? Here? Right there, stand up. They did a great job in taking care of these kids. In February, we answered an email from the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., and Corona, in partnership with the mayor's office, actually hosted Yo-Yo Ma in the inaugural Arts Across America here in Corona. Special thanks to Cindy Monroe over there in the corner. Yeah. Don Kindred. Also, Ken Calvert's office for helping put that together, and a special thanks to Mayor Karen Spiegel, who helped put that together. Our Chamber Foundation, Corona Chamber Foundation, also brought Remember the Fallen California to Corona. It's a moving tribute to all the Californian military kids that have lost their lives since 9/11. So some of the things we do, the Corona Chamber and the Corona Chamber Foundation, giving back at your service with the song we're tired of hearing, I know. I only mentioned a fraction of what the Chamber does. We've got hundreds of people and volunteers. You see the people in the burgundy jackets. These are our ambassadors. They're at every networking event, every Good Morning Corona. They're here much longer, much earlier than I am. I've got to work on my hair, so it takes me a little longer, but they're here early. So if you see these volunteers, please acknowledge them, thank them for everything they do. I also want to acknowledge the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, Bobby Spiegel. Back there. Bobby works tirelessly for the Chamber and the community. He loves Corona. All you have to do is spend a little time with him. You know he loves this town, and he works very hard to make it a better place. Finally, I want to acknowledge the staff of the Corona Chamber of Commerce. If the entire staff would stand. Heather Rawlings, Selena Romero, Brian Hartson, Stephanie Shapiro, Desiree Ramirez, Linda Richards, Bo Rodriguez, and Caitlin Hartson. They're all standing, please. I'd like to ask everyone to please stand and acknowledge the work that the Chamber is doing for the business community. We're at your service and definitely live by the words, which we're now tired of hearing, a little less talk and a lot more action. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. You're going to have a gift in front of you, which I'll go over a little bit later, but I want to leave you with one final quote by Marcus Tullius Cicero, a Roman philosopher and statesman. He said, "Non nubius salum na ti sumus," meaning not for ourselves alone are we born. Thank you.